Go.
Hi, my name is Ashley Hawks. I'm in English 116 and this is my speech project. I need 5 adults for this problem. This is Cynthia, my friend Cynthia.
Hello.
This is her sister Karina, her brother Luis, her husband Eric,
Hello.
and my boyfriend Jose is manning the cameras, so I have 5 adults for this. So my speech is, what's on a vegetarian's plate? Okay, what does a vegetarian not eat? Depending what's on a vegetarian have on their plate. Depending on what kind of vegetarian, there are many things on or off their plate. There are 2 main subgroups of vegetarians with 3 other subgroups each, with the different dietary restrictions, needs, and purposes. Today I will explain about the different types of vegetarians and what makes them so unique so you may understand them. The basic vegetarian concept is that a person will not consume any meat, poultry, fish products. This is the simplest way to understand the diet and the solid base that all subgroups share. According to a poll done in 2011 by the People of Ethical Treatment of Animals, called PETA, approximately 5% of the population is on some kind of vegetarian diet. So hopefully this information I give you today will become handy for you and your future. Now let's look on what's on the plate this evening. The most main vegetarian is lacto-ovo vegetarians. Let's first look at ovo vegetarians. Ovo vegetarians do not eat meat, fish, shellfish, milk, or milk products. They do eat egg products. So I made a plate. This is a spaghetti plate. I made with regular spaghetti, tomato sauce, and for a little cream I added mayo, which is made of egg. So that's what you would see on one of their plates. And then lacto-vegetarians are the next step. Lacto-vegetarians do not eat meat, poultry, fish, shellfish, or eggs, but they do eat milk products such as cheese. Now, on my lacto-vegetarian plate, same concept. I have spaghetti with sauce and sour cream and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So that would make sense for them. Ovo-lacto-vegetarians, which is the combination. Ovo-lacto-vegetarians are vegetarians that do not eat meat, poultry, fish, but do consume milk, dairy, and egg products. So often, my plate may seem a little different. I do have tomato sauce, pasta sauce, which is pasta sauce. I have sour cream, mayonnaise, and Parmesan cheese. So this would look like what they would eat there. Ovo-lacto-vegetarians, according to the dietitians of Canada, they have a well-balanced, prepared, and thought-out lacto-vegetarian, ovo-vegetarian diet, can be healthy, and meet dietary requirements for a person in different stages of life. So now that you know about what you'll find on an ovo-lacto-vegetarian's plate, let's see what's on a vegan's plate. Vegans. The second most common type of vegetarians are vegans. Okay, vegans do not eat meat, poultry, fish, dairy products, or eggs. And they may or may not eat honey. Now, this is my vegan plate. I used whole wheat pasta just to give it a little different color and differentiate. So I have plain vegan tomato sauce that has portobello mushroom sauce and no cheese. But you could always put on vegan substitute cheese if you like. Now, they may or may eat honey, just to let you know, depending on what type of subgroup they are. Vegan for a cause. There are ethical or compassionate vegans, health vegans, and green or environmental vegans, all of which change would be on their plate. A compassionate or ethical vegan chooses to avoid animal products due to concern for animal welfare and concern for animals. They do not consume honey, and they avoid animal products in everyday life, so you probably won't see them walking around with leather boots and a leather jacket. Okay, now the next one is environmental or green vegans. Environmental or green vegans avoid animal products due to help with the environment. An environmental vegan went vegan to help with the environment according to the Vegetarian Resource Group, or VGR. The difference in greenhouse gas approximately between 20% of calories from animal products, which is lower level than most American diets, and a vegan diet is roughly the equivalent to the difference between driving a Camry or a Prius. If one chooses a diet high in red meat or animal products, 35% of calories from animal products, the difference is between this type of diet and a vegan diet is the equivalent between driving an SUV or driving a Camry. Now the next one is a health vegan. Health vegans went vegan. The reason that they believe extreme milk and dairy products is better for their bodies, but may consume honey. Virginia and Mark Pacini's The Vegetarian Way states that vegans often have diets that are lower in fat and lowers the risk of chronic diseases. After examining a vegan's plate, let's look at the subgroups of vegans. Vegan specialty groups. There are also similar subgroups of vegetarians which have distinct and different dietary plans. The first one we'll look at is raw vegan. Raw vegans are vegans who do not consume processed foods, nor foods heated over to 115 degrees. The Vegetarian Way explains that raw food enthusiasts eat raw for many reasons, including spiritual, the belief that it was natural human diet for humans, and the belief that it's healthy, and they also get most of their nutrients met along as long as it's well planned, but however recommends avoiding this as a full-blown diet for children. Now, a raw vegan may or may not need honey. It depends on their belief system, whether they are spiritual and believe that it would be damaging to animals, or if they just want to eat healthy. The next group is fruitarians. Fruitarians are vegans who eat certain vegetables, fruits, seeds, and nuts. S.F. Gates' comparison said, in general, fruitarians avoid food that requires harming the planet. As such, their diets contains no vegetables or grains and consists mostly entirely of nuts, seeds, and fruits. The fruitarian diet are typical in 75% or more fresh fruits, along with all foods being raw and vegan friendly. Now, here's a typical raw plate. So we have our raw noodles, our raw sauce, and you're asking, what are raw noodles? Raw noodles could be anything from zucchini or squash, or in this case, they are tofu based because some raws do not believe it's not that bad. They can have processed foods once in a while. And I made this one completely raw with some vegetables. Now, in comparison to that, here's my fruitarian plate. My fruitarians, they do eat tomatoes and avocados, and they also eat other vegetables such as apples and melons. So you can see the difference here. Macrobiotics. Macrobiotics are vegans that kind of on the same concept of fruitarians and raw vegans try to eat a varied diet. Macrobiotic vegetarians are vegetarians who are vegans who focus on grains and raw vegetables. In the study, The Macrobiotic Diet in Cancer, the diet is explained as a diet of mostly whole grains with vegetables, beans, and sea vegetables, being a small amount of seeds, nuts, fruits that are unprocessed and organically grown. So they do not eat meat, poultry, eggs, milk, or honey. However, some small groups of macrobiotics do consume fish. They do have a special focus on eating sea vegetables and making sure that not only their plate and diet is balanced, but their life is balanced. Now this is my macrobiotic plate. They wouldn't eat a normal wheat pasta, so I've made a quinoa, or some people call it quinoa, but the proper pronunciation is quinoa pasta. I use the raw sauce, which would be acceptable for them, and I put some vegetables. So this would be a typical plate for a macrobiotic diet. Now, they probably wouldn't eat this all the time. This would be a treat, but it's still allowed in their diet. Now, looking at these different plates, we can see that not all vegans and vegetarians are alike. There are two main types of vegetarians, which are vegetarians and vegans. Vegetarians have three main subgroups, which are raw, fruitarian, and macrobiotic. Vegans have different reasons why they eat vegan. Some are compassionate, some are green, and some are health. And there are three main subgroups of vegetarians, which are lacto-vegetarians, ovo-vegetarians, and lacto-ovo-vegetarians, which is the most common type of vegetarian. And that concludes the speech. Thank you and have a wonderful day.